Welcome or welcome back. This session we'll be practicing vinyasa flow into headstand. And this session is for all levels. I'll cue to all levels so you can make it as easy or as challenging as wherever you are today, however you'd like it today. And props are not necessary for the session. However, as per usual, blocks, blankets, whatever you'd like or need, you may find helpful for certain postures. And I'll cue different options. You can use props in various postures, but if you don't have props today, wherever you are, it's totally fine. You can do the session without props. Okay, with that said, did this little spin thing. Let's begin our practice. Samastitihi, stand at the top of your mat. Draw your big toes to touch. And then draw your hands to your heart center, Anjali Mudra. Take a moment, set intention for your practice. Whether or not we get into headstand, find total acceptance with wherever we are, however we are. Practicing compassion, ahimsa. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Take a couple deeper breaths in and out through the nose. Softening through the eyes and the mind. And if your eyes are closed, gently blink your eyes open. And then interlace your fingers together and then place your palms to the top of your head, your crown. Keep your elbows wide. And then use your arms, your shoulders descend from your ears, and then your arms will be as weight on your head. It's almost like you're simulating a headstand, but standing upright. If it feels okay, close your eyes and take a moment here to observe what's going on in the body. So our feet are pressing down into the earth, the legs, allowing the legs to lift and be straight, pulling the belly in, balancing between towards the heart and towards the hips. This is called Uddiyana Bandha. And then the neck, the shoulders are strong, yet at ease, pressing the crown of your head into your hands. And essentially, we are in a headstand already. So begin to just meditate here for a few moments rather. Imagine yourself upside down, essentially using the same energy, the same muscles, the same mental space as it is standing up. The headstand's already in your body. Take a breath in. Stay for the exhale. Release your hands by your side. And then inhale, reach your hands widen up, touch your palms, look up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, step back to high plank. Plant your palms, step your feet back, hip width distance. And then either stay here or inhale, hinge forward 2 inches. Exhale, chaturanga, either lower down halfway or all the way down to your belly. Untuck the toes, inhale, upward dog or high cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. Deep breathing, you can always skip or modify those vinyasas. Take it however, whatever you need, as always, as much of the practice as the postures. Good, and then step your feet, your big toes to touch, create one strong leg, and then inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. On the exhale, scorpion dog, bend your right knee, stack your right hip over the left. Okay, the knee, you can play around with bending, extending the knee. Descend your left heel down, stretching through both hips. And then inhale, re-extend your right heel, flex through the ankle. Exhale, step your foot between your palms. Lower down to your back knee, untuck the toes. I like to use a blanket here. And then sink the hips forward. Just stretch the front part of your left hips. Option to stay here, option to lift up on to your knee. If you want a little extra, you can bend the back knee and reach back for your foot or your ankle. But stay with the breath. The breath will allow you to stretch in your physical body. So stretch the breath, and then it'll translate into the body. And flexibility is just as important as strength, just in general, but especially since we're working into headstands. You'll see there's many ways to get into headstand, but one way is through splits. So here, stretch through your left hip. Inhale. Exhale. If you have the foot, release the foot, and then take half splits. Lengthen your right leg, flex the ankle towards your face. Lengthen through the spine, inhale. And then as you exhale, fold over your leg. So as you exhale, release the back of your right leg. Again, getting into our splits to help us prepare for one way to get into headstand. Good, and then rebend your front knee, plant your palms, and then step back to downward facing dog. Stretch out the legs. Once again, draw your big toes to touch, and then inhale, extend your left heel up. Exhale, scorpion dog. Bend the knee, stack your left hip over the right. Breathe through both hips, stretching the back of your right leg and the front of your left hip. Option to bend, extend the knee. And then inhale, re-extend your left heel, flex through the ankle. Exhale, step your foot between your palms to a low lunge. Lower the back knee and tuck the toes, and then sink the hips forward. Good. Doesn't matter how far or not far you go in the postures, as long as you feel stretch in the front of your right hip, you're receiving the benefits. Option to stay down. Option to lift elbows onto your front thigh. Option to bend right knee, reach back for the foot. Okay, if you have the foot, steer the chest forward. Good, and then exhale, release the foot. If you had it, half splits. Lengthen your left leg, flex the ankle, and then inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Releasing to the back of your left leg, helping with our splits. All right, and then exhale, we bend the front knee, step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Exhale. Good, bend one knee, bend the other. And then inhale, look forward, step or hop to the front of your mat, forward fold. Oh, excuse me. Inhale, halfway lift the spine. Exhale, fold back down. Chair pose. Inhale, bend your knees. At the same time, reach your hands high towards the sky. Keep breathing here. So feet can be either hip width distance, or if it feels okay, draw your big toes to touch. Energetically pull your heels away from each other to feel your side booties. And then notice the base of your spine. Keep an awareness at the base of your spine. This is called Mula Bandha or root lock. Going to be helpful for when we go upside down. And then touch your palms and then press your thumbs to the nape of your neck. So behind your head, reverse namaskar. Hug your elbows in by your head. So you create a nice little tripod triangle here. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Press your head into your hands and then hands into head. And then inhale. Keep the bind. Straighten your legs. Look up. Press the hips forward. Gentle back bend. Exhale. Release over the legs. Inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale. Vinyasa. Step or hop back. Move through flow. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, three-legged dog. Extend your right heel up. Exhale, knee to nose. Hinge forward to high plank, belly in. Inhale, three-legged dog. Again, exhale, pull the belly in. This time, shoot the leg back as you inhale, swing, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your foot between your palms, warrior one. Ground your back heel, lift your hands up. Good. Keep breathing here. Front knee over your front ankle. Steer the left hip forward, right hip back. Belly in, supporting the spine. Inhale. Exhale, open arm twist towards your right side. Swing your right arm back, left palm forward. If it's okay with your neck, look towards your right hand. And then inhale, star pose. Pivot on your heels, burst open towards the long side of your mat. I'll face this way. All right. Heels and toes out, and then exhale, have a seat into a horse squat. Rock side to side. Okay, and then find balance between both feet. Go post your arms, so 290-degree bends in your arms. And then inhale, lower. Exhale, lift your arms, shoulder press. Touch your palms above. Inhale, lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale, keep going. Exhale, feel the strength of your shoulders. One more in. And the legs. Good. Draw your hands to your hips as you exhale. Point your toes in towards each other. And then inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, fold over your legs, wide-legged forward fold. Plant your hands in line with your feet, shoulder width distance apart. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over your legs. Bend your elbows and then reach the crown of your head. Imagine reaching your crown of your head at least towards between your feet. Keep lifting through the sit bones and breathe through the backs of your legs. So another way to get into headstand is through a straddle. So again, imagine stretching through the legs and the hips here. The more flexible, the less strength actually it takes. So try to find a good balance between strength and flexibility. Yes, in inversions, but also in life in general. Inhale, halfway lift through the spine. Exhale, pivot towards your right leg. I need to switch my legs. Towards your right leg, and then find an easy twist. Extend your right hand towards the sky. Keep the back leg strong, and then look up towards your right hand. Keep breathing. As you wiggle out your wrist, open, close the fist. Good, inhale. And then exhale, vinyasa. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, three-legged dog, extend the left heel. Keep the hips level. As you exhale, hinge forward to high plank. Draw your knee towards your nose. Inhale, re-extend the heel. Exhale, knee to nose. So another way to get to headstand is through tucking. So inhale, shoot the legs up. Remember that sensation. And then exhale, step through to warrior one. Lower the back heel. Lift your arms up. Touch the palms. Keep breathing. Front knee over the front ankle. Steer the hips forward. Doesn't need to be perfect, but just working towards it or feeling it. And then inhale. Exhale. Open arm twist to the left. So swing the left arm back, right palm forward. Staying grounded from your back heel to stretch the back of your right leg. Good. And then inhale. Star pose. Burst open towards the long side of your mat. Shake it out. And then exhale. Have a seat into horse squat once again. This time, go post the arms once again. But this time we'll do chest press. So and we'll switch the breath. So chest press, switching the breath. So this time we'll exhale to lower. Inhale to lift and squeeze. Inhale, lower, open. Exhale, squeeze. So as you lower down, squeeze your back. As you exhale or inhale and squeeze the arms. Squeeze the arms a lot to get into the chest muscles, the pecs. One more. Inhale or exhale. Inhale. All right, and then straighten the legs. Find star pose. As you exhale, hands to your hips. Point the toes in towards each other. And then this time, interlace your fingers behind you for a chest expansion. You can use a strap here as well. Inhale. Exhale, release your hands or your head towards the mat. Reach your knuckles and your arms away from you. while at the same time relaxing the shoulders. Stay with the breath. Allow every breath to have a purpose, just like every posture. Good. Release the bind if you have it. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders and then inhale, halfway lift through the spine. As you exhale, pivot towards your left leg and then find easy twist. Lift your left hand up, look up towards your hand, and then wiggle out the wrist, open, close the fist. Keep breathing. Keep your back leg strong. Inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, vinyasa. Inhale to a back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Walk your hands to the back of your mat. So you're in a fold in the back of your mat. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Mountain pose. Inhale, root to rise. Samastitihi. Exhale. Good. Let's do balancing here. So place your left hand onto your hip, or both hands on the hips. And then lift your right knee using your belly. So don't just lift it, but really engage the belly and then lift the knee. Good? And then option to stay here, focus on the balancing, think about lengthening through the spine, pressing your left heel down. Or option to use your peace fingers or maybe a strap around your foot, around your big toe. If you're using a strap, put it around the foot, and then extend your right heel forward. Okay? Pull your left shoulder back. So whether you're using your arm or a strap, make sure your arm is straight. Deep breathing, use your belly to support the leg. Stay here or find B. So stay here or open the heel out to the right side. Option to look over left shoulder. Keep breathing. Here for 1, 2, level off the hips. And 3, return the leg forward if you opened out. And then release the foot down. Check it out. Let that go. Whew. And then other side. Lean into your left leg, your right leg. From your center, lift your left knee in. And then you can stay here, hands on the hips or on your leg. And then same options. You can wrap 2 peace fingers around your big toe or a strap around your foot. Wherever you choose, extend the heel forward, pulling your left shoulder back and maintaining a mountain in your right side. So we've been here before, just one leg's lifted. An option to stay here, option to open your left heel to the side and perhaps look over your right shoulder. Okay, here for 3. Exhale 2. And exhale 1. Look forward, release the leg back, and then free the foot down. Thank you, thank you. Shake it out, let that go. Just want to fix my mat real quick. Awesome. And then let's flow back down onto our mats. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift the spine. Exhale, vinyasa or straight to down dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now here, inhale, hinge forward to a high plank. And then 1 elbow at a time, lower down to forearm plank. Parallel the arms or interlace the fingers. Just make a choice. I'm going to interlace the fingers for preparing headstand. And then lift the hips, walk your feet closer towards your elbows for dolphin pose. So walk as close as possible. Again, this is where flexibility comes handy. Keep pressing the elbows down and away, lengthening through the shoulders. And then pull your belly button towards your hips. So notice as we're upside down, to lift, we need to pull our belly and our hips opposite of when we're standing. And then from here, let's try some dolphin push-ups. So you can either stay here or try with me. Inhale, hinge forward from your shoulders, and then reach your chin towards your thumbs, almost like you're gonna drink from your thumbs, like they're straws. And then exhale, press your elbows down, lift your hips. Just trying to move my hair real quick. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, hinge forward, drink through thumbs. Exhale, press down and away. Really good for the shoulders. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last, inhale. And exhale. Good. Walk your feet back into a forearm plank and then lower your hips down for a Sphinx pose. Thank you, thank you. Parallel your forearms, feet are hip width distance, and then broaden through your chest, reaching the crown of your head up towards the sky. Ease through the hips and the belly. And then separate your palms to the edges of your mat. Lift your elbows for seal pose. Stretch the belly and the back. And then exhale, slide all the way onto your belly. Forehead down, and then interlace your fingers to the back of your head. We'll do reverse crunches or cobras. Inhale, lift your elbows, lift your gaze. Keep the tops of your feet down. Exhale, tap your nose onto your mat. Again, inhale, lift up. Squeeze upper back. Exhale, tap. One more. Inhale. And exhale, lower down. Flip yourself onto your back like a little yogi pancake. Flip over. And then once you arrive, send your legs up towards the sky, point the toes, and then seal your low back onto your mat. An option here to place your hands, if you have back sensitivities, underneath the sides of your hips for more support. Otherwise, just plant your hands by your hips. We'll do a couple leg lowers and lifts to explore the belly engagement. That'll be helpful for our headstand. So as we inhale, lower the heels down towards the mat, only as low as you can keep your low back on the mat. And then exhale, release or return the legs up. Let's do it 2 more times forward. Inhale, lower. Notice the belly towards the hips. Exhale, lift back up. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's do some opening out. So inhale, open, separate the feet, open the hips. Exhale, hug the belly in to connect the legs. So use the belly to sort of hug like a corset back in. Inhale to open out. Exhale, hug in. 1 more in. And exhale. Good. Bend your knees, rock side to side. And then either roll off to one side, come up to a seat, or rock forward and back up to a seat. Ooh. Awesome. So here I'll demonstrate a few options you can do to get into headstand. Like I said earlier, there are many ways to get into headstand. Today I'll demonstrate 4 different ways. Just fixing my mic real quick. I'll demonstrate 4 different ways using various flexibilities and exercises that we've done in the session. So I like to start in a downward facing dog, and then you'll head into dolphin pose. So lowering down to your forearms, interlacing your fingers underneath, and then plant the crown of your head between your arms. And you want to make sure your elbows are as close as possible to create a nice little tripod. So I'll show you here. Tendency for many people is to have the elbows wide. Hug the elbows in to create your triangle base. And once you have that, walk your feet as close as possible towards your hips. So this is the base, the foundation for any way you're getting to headstand. Okay, you can also use a block underneath the feet. That's my imaginary block underneath my feet. But keep pressing the elbows down. Perhaps this is what you're working on today, which is great, perfect. Or first way to get into it, you can do a split.
So lift one leg, perhaps your strongest leg, squeeze that leg a lot, and then draw the other one to meet. Ooh. Good, and then to come out, do the same thing, split, down. Second way is tuck. So draw one toe, maybe the other. Do one at a time, and then hug the legs. Perhaps you stay here, or shoot the legs up, just like the knee to nose sensation. Hug the belly in, Uddiyana Bandha, belly lock, Mula Bandha, root lock. Same way, get out. All right. The next way is a straddle. So come into your wide straddle. Again, you can use blocks underneath the feet, and then lean into the tiptoes, and then using your belly, using your legs, your strong legs, lift up. All right, come back the same way. And then the last way is more direct. So eventually, this is how we'll get into headstand, is through pike. So come as close as possible, toes, lift your heels, squeeze the inner thighs, squeeze the belly, and then lift the legs straight up. Use the breath, stay with the breath. Keep pressing the elbows down. And then same way, come back in, hips back, legs forward. And then once you're done, rest into child's pose. Good? All right, so let's try it. I'll cue you into the foundation. So everyone starting in a downward facing dog. Come into downward facing dog. Lower down onto your elbows. Guess I'll do it with you. Lower down to your elbows, interlace your fingers, and then lower the crown of your head between your arms. Walk your feet as close as possible on your mat, close to your elbows. Maybe you step on a block. And then choose your choice. So either split, lift one leg, squeeze, lift the other leg. Maybe tuck, bending one knee, tucking in. But wherever you are, whether you're lifting or not, keep pressing your elbows down. Just get used to being upside down and using the strength of your back and your shoulders. Perhaps you pike. And try different ways, because you may find that one way works and one way isn't as accessible today, and that's okay. Once you're done, come into child's pose. Separate your knees. Relax through your hips, your shoulders, your back, your eyes. One of my teachers says you should counter a headstand by staying in child's pose for at least half as long as you were in headstand. So soften with the breath. Let go of whatever expectations. Say one affirmation for yourself. Thank yourself for showing up. Good, and then vinyasa or option straight to downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, shake out the head. And then look forward, step or hop through to laying on your back. Option for a block with you. Let's head into one round back bend, bridge pose. You can take supported bridge if you'd like. For bridge pose, separate your feet hip width distance and lift your hips up towards the sky. Option to interlace your fingers behind for chest expansion. Shimmy your shoulders underneath and stretch through the shoulders. Lengthen through the back of your neck while relaxing your throat. Then allow your shoulders to receive relief after all the shoulder work we've been doing. Relax the shoulders, the back, just use the legs. And then exhale, release the bind if you had it, and then release your spine down to your mat. Separate the feet to the edges of your mat, and then twist windshield wiper the legs side to side. Thank you, thank you. And then keep the feet hip width distance, just keep the legs over towards the left side.
So lower as far as possible. You can use blocks or blanket. And then option to cross your left foot outside of your right knee to deepen the stretch in the front of your right hip. Option to place your hands either go post or out to a T. I'm going to go pose because Mojo's right here. Good, and then change. Release your foot if you had it. Switch the knees over towards the right side. Stay here or lift your right foot and place on top of your left knee, sort of like an anchor. Just breathe into your hips. Pet your puppy if they're okay with that. Good, and then release your foot if you had it crossed, and then return your knees, and then find happy baby pose. Receive the inside or outside of your feet, rock side to side. Option to lengthen one or both legs. Good, and then hug your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your knees, and then draw your forehead towards your knees. Ball pose, give yourself a big hug. Inhale. Exhale, Shavasana. Release your legs, your arms long. Make any adjustments to lay comfortably so you can rest and receive all of the benefits of your practice. Soften through the legs, the arms, the shoulders, the eyes. And I'll leave you here in your Shavasana. Please stay for as long as you can so that you can integrate your practice. Thank you for practicing as always. Namaste.